I was training, we like to say daughter, like she's my daughter because I'm her mom. But I was training my trainee, and I don't know, we are fasting and praying a lot to find people that were ready to be taught. I remember walking one of our areas, and there was these two guys sitting in the corner, like out in the corner of the street. One was a big guy, shirtless, is sitting there, and the other guy's just sitting there, and they're like commenting on people walking by, like, it wasn't really catcalling. What they were saying was like, that one's mine, that one's yours, like when they'd see girls. But they're like, I don't know, they're like in their 50s, like they're older men. And so we go up to them, and like we introduce who we are, and that, and like asking if they'd be interested, if they know anybody interested in the church. And the one guy's like, you know what? Yeah, there's a girl named Rosa who lives down the street. I think her and her daughter would go to the Mormon church. Like they would go. And we're like, okay, like where do they live? We're trying to like write it down, and then we leave, and I don't know if we had an appointment. I think we were just contacting, and then we didn't end up going to that house that next day. But we were in the same area, I think a couple days after, and we were actually teaching somebody. And a girl comes up to us, and she's like, are you guys missionaries? We're like, yeah. She's like, oh, my name is Rosa. I live right over here. And we're like, oh, yeah, you're Rosa. Like, we met someone who knows you kind of thing. She's like, yeah, come after you're done teaching here, come to my house. We're like, okay, cool. And so we're like, all right. So we finished teaching, we go over there. Turns out the guy who was telling us about Rosa was her husband. And we start talking to Rosa, and she ends up being a member, but baptized like in the 80s, which is cool because like the church has only been there since the 70s. And so she's like a pioneer. And she showed, really like, really, you remember? She shows us these pictures of the sister missionaries, and we're like, oh my gosh, like, this is so cool. And so we just started teaching them, because I'd walked by that house several times before, and I had seen her, but I kind of always felt like I was like, maybe I should talk to her. But then my trainee was like, we're going to talk to her, and we ended up finding this wonderful family, and the husband actually did get baptized. It was just funny because he was like, no, that's Rosa's thing. He got baptized, and his son got baptized, and it's just a great experience to like being in tune with the Spirit, and like the people that you meet, and just seeing how the Lord works in certain ways. That we had met the husband first and then ran into her, and like it just really showed me that the Lord really is like preparing his people, and preparing a way for the missionaries, for those who are prepared to receive the gospel. So I thought that was really awesome.